Hello, my name is Kimberley Payne, and I'm going to be talking to you about how to become fit for faith and the 4 key habits to set your health on track. So just to give you a little bit of background about it, my story is that I've been working as a personal trainer for many years, and I have a real interest in fitness. And I have no problem actually, doing exercises. I really love to walk and to hike. And recently, in more recent years, I've learned that I love to, go biking and play tennis. And so to get out on a daily basis, to go out for a walk with my girlfriend or to do a prayer walk, I have no problem. But what I've been recently convicted about was that I haven't been walking the talk when it comes to eating healthy. And although I know all the information and I've been sharing it over the years, I really haven't been doing it. So I was challenged to do a 30-day fitness challenge myself. So to put myself through my own program. And what I did in this challenge was I followed what I call the BEEP model. The BEEP, which stands for Bible Study, Eating Healthy, Exercise, and Prayer. And, well, it's worked. And what I've discovered is that over the last 30 days and continuing on with this program, because it is really a lifestyle change. It's not just a diet or something that's just temporary. But I have been losing an average of about a pound a week, which is a healthy average. I've seen my blood pressure go down. My pants have delightedly been, feeling looser around the waist. And one of the greatest benefits for me as a perimenopausal woman is that I really haven't been suffering the hot flashes that I was before. And I do credit this to the BEEP program. So what I want to do is just kind of walk you through the BEEP program and how you can become fit for faith. So starting with the first B of Bible study, what I learned was a great acronym, and acronyms work, fantastic to understand and to remember things. And my girlfriend, Janice Cox, put together this acronym called SQUAT. SQUAT. So she says that SQUAT, just to study scripture and incorporate this prayer, which kind of reminds you to build your spiritual muscle. And SQUAT stands for, the S is to say the scripture out loud. Q is to ask God questions about what you need. U is to use the questions you've asked to discover more about yourself. A is to take time to go to God in prayer and ask Him how to reveal more to you. And T is the takeaway, what you've learned today. And this is, a model that is easy to follow and something that is easy to remember. So S says, say the scripture passage aloud. So, for example, you might choose 1 Corinthians 6:12. And in the NIV version, it says, I have the right to do anything, you say, but not everything is beneficial. I have the right to do anything, but I will not be mastered by anything. So just starting out with saying the scripture out loud. Then going to the U is to ask questions, ask God questions about what you need. So questions might be on that particular scripture might be, how should our bodies be seen by others, and what would be pleasing to God? And our bodies are not the most important part. He wants the whole package, the body, mind, and spirit. So how is my health, my friendships, my fitness? Those sorts of questions. Then we move on to the U, and you use these questions you've asked to discover more about yourself. So, you might say, well, okay, there is a big difference between obsession and lifestyle choices. So we choose what we believe in is right for our bodies, and God's shown me that there's certain foods that when I eat that I crave them even more. So it is a lusting that I'm learning through this. Then you move on to the A, and A is to take time to go to God in prayer and ask Him how to reveal more to you. So again, some questions may be more open-ended. So, for example, you might want to say, well, Lord, help me to continue to learn more about my body and how to get healthy, and help me to make good, healthy choices, that sort of thing. And then the last one of the SQUAT model is the T, the takeaway. What have I learned today? So learning more and more about food choices is, making me or helping me to make wise choices. And I'll continue to eat this way, and it'll help me not to take pills. So that's the way to start to use the SQUAT model to build your spiritual muscles. And that is the first part of the BEEP. The B stands for Bible study. The second letter is E, and it stands for eating healthy. So when it comes to eating healthy, we want to choose more vegetables and fruits and more water and less caffeine and sugar. So fruits and vegetables, we've heard it so many times before to make, these choices of more fruits and vegetables. And I found the best way to do that is through, incorporating them in a smoothie. Smoothies are delicious and they're very easy to make. And just throwing things in that, maybe you wouldn't otherwise enjoy so much. Perhaps you don't enjoy spinach, and throwing it into a smoothie is a great way to just have that in there without actually having the taste of spinach. And the water. Water is so important for everything that we do. It is the number one cause of people feeling sluggish in the afternoon. That afternoon when break time when you just think I could put my head down and fall asleep? Well, it's usually because we're not getting enough water. And the more we hydrate, the better we are with just about every body function going on. And to use less caffeine, so again, those times where we might want to go for a cup of coffee, to instead take a cup of water and less sugar. Sugar has been phenomenal in my eating changes. And by giving up sugar, obvious sugar in my pastries and my cookies and my candies that I normally like, I found that once I've given it up, I don't crave it as much. So those days where I would start my day with sugar, I really would crave it later. And, I choose healthier choices instead, including honey and maple syrup. So the E in the BEEP, the first E, is eating healthy, and there's just some simple ways to do that. The second E is exercise. And as being a experienced personal trainer, whenever I set up somebody on a program, I would follow the FIT formula, F-I-T-T. So designing a program based on frequency, intensity, time, and type. So frequency is, you're thinking of frequency as a number of exercise training sessions per week. So ideally, you can exercise every day of the week, and set maybe one day aside for rest. And when we're talking about exercise, I'm talking about both cardiovascular exercise as well as strength training. So frequency is, when it comes to strength training, you want to be doing strength training every other day. You need to have that one day off from strength training. The I is intensity. How hard are you working? This was another thing that I was really convicted when I was talking about am I walking the talk, because I like I said, I love to walk, but I was kind of more sauntering. I wasn't really, going at an intensity that would help to raise my heart rate and my breathing rates. So it's important to use what we call the talk test. And what that does is, if you're able to say a few words, basically you want to make it so you're breathing that you can say 2 to 3 word phrases. So you're not talking like I'm talking right now, because then obviously you're not working your heart high enough. But you're also, if you're going so high that you can't talk at all, then that is you're exercising too hard. So it's good to go by the talk test and just have it so that you have 2 to 3 word phrases. The next letter is the first T, and it's for time. So it relates to the duration of the workout. So for health benefits, you want to perform 30 minutes of cardio exercise every single day, and that can be something that you can build, like 10, 10, 10. So you have 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, and 10 at night. So it doesn't have to be in a big clump of time, unless your goal is for weight loss, and then we're going to be looking at different goals. But we're talking about physical activity for overall health. So 30 minutes, you don't need more than that. And a nice walk around the block, that can be a simple 30 minutes as well. The last one is the second T is type. And so the best type of exercise is the one that you're going to be doing throughout your life. Now, I always kind of believed that exercise meant team sports. And I find team sports very, very stressful. So I never really thought that I was, that I liked exercise. And, but that's not true. I do, like I've said already, I do love walking and hiking. I like bicycling, tennis. So I like those sports that require me, one-on-one, type of activity like tennis or squash, or just on my own. Where I'm doing snowshoeing or hiking. So the important thing is to try some things out. Maybe you don't like Zumba, dancing, but you love to do some kickboxing. So it's a nice time to try and figure out what it is that you like to do, because that's what you're going to find time to do and you're going to want to do. Now, the last discipline, the last habit in our BEEP is prayer. And prayer is just basically talking with God. It's, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You don't have to, get on your knees and anything like that. But when it comes to praying, I came up with an acronym that I shared with my children, and it's called the PATH to Prayer. So instead of kind of focusing on just going to God and asking Him for things all the time, following the path to prayer is a nice acronym to think about, opening up with P, which is praise. And so, worshiping the Lord with gladness, recognizing God and His greatness and giving Him praise and honor. So just starting out your prayers that way, and it gives you a nice different perspective when you're talking to God. The next letter is A, and it stands for admit. So at this point, you are admitting the things that you've done wrong, things that you've thought, things that you've said, things that you've done that are wrong, and you're confessing your sin, and you're being honest with God. The third is T, and it stands for thank. And this is different than the first one of praise, because praising is talking about more like God's attributes, whereas thanking is basically, giving thanks for things that you're grateful for. So it's more of a expression of your heart, and you're thanking Him for different things that have happened in your life, things that He's gifted you with, all kinds of different things that you can thank Him for. And then the last acronym is H, and it stands for help. And this is where you bring all your requests, whether they're spiritual, emotional, material, anything to God in prayer. And, this is where we kind of have that list of praying for ourselves, our needs, and other people's needs as well. But the PATH acronym is nice to follow in that it gives you a structure of talking to God that isn't just asking Him for stuff. So that's the BEEP model. B, Bible study; E, eating healthy; E, exercise; and P, prayer. And this is a model that I've followed over the last 30 days, and I'm, like I said, I'm going to continue on in this program, and I start my day with Bible study and I end my day with Bible study, so it's bookended each day. Eating healthy, I've really made some conscious choices to walk the talk and do what I say. Exercise, I've upped the intensity of exercise, so I'm again seeing some benefits of that. And prayer, I've been more mindful of prayer, praying at times like in my car, driving, or while I'm waiting in line somewhere, but making it more of an active part of my life and bringing God into everything. And with this BEEP model, I've seen changes. I've seen changes in my health. Actually, my skin even right now is clearer, and I am sleeping better because I'm not having the night sweats. And so I'm seeing some definite changes by following the BEEP and these 4 habits, and they do help to set your health on track. So if you're interested in other sort of stuff that I have to share, I do have a monthly webinar, and I change them up. So I have a webinar on stress management, and I have a webinar on the call to care for our bodies, and one on getting started with strength training. Each one is a monthly webinar, and I try to shake up the days and the times so that people can attend live, but I do plan to record them as well. So if you are not able to attend live, you can still register and then get the recording. So, they're all free, and I just want to share with people stuff that I've learned so that, you can make healthier choices in your life as well. So to learn more about these webinars and other free programs that I have available, check out my website at www.kimberleypayne.com. And specifically for the webinars, check out www.kimberleypayne.com/webinars. So thanks for attending today, and many blessings on your journey to health.